Welcome back to part 3 of our iRig pads editor extravaganza. My name is Torsten from AbletonLive.Ninja, and we are currently en route to mapping a bunch of unique features from the iRig to Ableton Live to control a live performance in a venue. And next I want to, we've already done these guys. Let's map our fader here to our tempo. So very first, I'm going to change the tempo here to be an exact 130. There we go. And I'm going to map. Make sure you click on the 130, not the 000, not the subdivision. You want 130, and then change the fader value just by moving the fader. And it's mapped. The only problem is, presently, if I were to take the fader all the way down, I now have a track playing at 20 beats per minute. All the way up is 99 beats per minute. That sounds ridiculous. If you've ever heard such a thing, it's terrible. That's too fast, way too slow. I mean, you can get some cool stuff for, I don't know, production purposes, but that's stupid for performing live. No one can dance to that. So let's open up the browser. Make sure the browser is open. You can toggle it again here. And I'm selecting this just so I can find it easily. These are all of the parameters that I presently have mapped. And I am going to come here, and the lowest value I want, let's say, is 120. I don't want to get any slower than 120. And I don't want to get any faster than 150, if that. Another thing I want to do is these guys are responding to a velocity, and I just want to say if that pad is touched, this is from last time. If that pad is even touched, I want it to respond. So let's set that to 1. So 1 to 127 means that if you even touch the pad, it's going to work. Excellent. All right, let's make sure that worked. Move the fader 150 to 120, and that's much more useful. Let's cue up a song. Pretty slow, kind of sounds cheesy. Pretty quick, but somewhere in between is good. And this is really helpful for me. In Ableton, I really like having a fader controlling my BPM, so that if something's like, wow, it's dragging a little bit, I can just jam it up, and since it's on a fader, it's going to have a smooth feel to it. Next, I am going to cause these buttons to be launch buttons for whatever is selected in track 1, and a launch button for whatever is selected in track 2. Then I'll say a stop button for track 1 and a universal stop button for track 2 here. Launch, stop. You get the idea. Let's do that. Again, I'm just going to leave these as notes. No, I lied. For good measure, let's do what I told you to do and change these to control commands. Notice they're all CC0. We don't want that, so we're going to change that to be, what do we want? Let's just start at 102. We'll go to 103, 104, just because I know they're out of the way, and 105. All right, so these are no longer musical notes. All of these are control commands. These are notes, but again, I'll never be able to use D#4 again because it's being mapped to a parameter as opposed to being a useful musical note. I left these as, whoa, come back. And we'll get rid of that. All right, I left these so that they're not in toggle mode, that we only wanted the toggle for the EQs here. And I said I wanted the bottom ones to be my stop buttons. So we'll start with those. Stop button for track 1, stop button for track 2, and then whatever I have selected, I wanted to play. So I click here, there's play, and there's play. All right, we'll leave our mapping mode, and let's navigate to the top. And I'm going to launch this, but instead of launching by launching the entire scene, which would stop this track, I'm going to use that new button I created. And that way I can launch this guy. Likewise, I can launch track 2, say I don't like that song, and go to the next one. But I'm not launching the entire scene, I'm just launching that guy. And if I want to stop him, obviously I can press the stop button that I just created. Beautiful. We are effectively there. So let's take our next video to actually perform this, to perform something and see what we think and if we need to make any tweaks. I'll be talking over the video in real time, so it's not going to be the most fantastic mix ever, but you'll get an idea of what we can achieve with the rig that we created and how easy it is to set something like this up, and then it lives inside of the firmware of the iRig itself, so you can take it with you, plug it in to someone else's computer, and control your live set anywhere you go. We'll see you in the next video.